In this video, you're going to learn how to get a cabin upgrade on your next cruise. I'm Gary Bembridge of Tips for Travelers. I'm going to share with you 10 tips and 10 ways that you can get a cabin upgrade on your next cruise. Well, the first thing is you need to choose a slow time of the year. If you're going on a cruise that's completely full, you're never going to get an upgrade. So what you need to do is to choose itineraries and times of the year where there's the greatest chance that the ship will not be full. So things like repositioning cruises at the beginning and the end of the Caribbean season, beginning and the end of the Mediterranean season. And you should also therefore focus on ports that are very busy. So for example, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, where there's lots of ships sailing all the time off to the Caribbean. So there's lots of capacity. Because if the ship is 100% full, there's going to be no chance of an upgrade. So you need to focus on ships that are not likely to be full, because that's going to increase your chance of getting an upgrade. The second thing to do is to look out for upgrade promotions. So many cruise lines will offer different promotions, particularly again on those slower cruises and slower times of the year, where you'll pay for a certain cabin and you'll get the next cabin above. So you might buy an ocean view cabin and you'll get a balcony cabin. You might buy a balcony cabin and get a suite. Now, the way to really know what's happening with those is either talk to your cruise agent or travel agent and find out when those promotions are, or get them to let you know when they are. Or also, if you sign up for the different cruise lines email newsletters, because you'll find they will push out those various promotions there as well, because that is going to maximize and guarantee your chance of getting an upgrade while still paying a lower price for a lower grade of cabin. Now, the third thing to do, and this is the one that works the best for me, is once you've booked your cruise, track the price. So keep checking in and seeing for the particular type of cabin you've booked what the current pricing is. If the prices go down, the cruise line is unlikely to tell you. But what you do is you get hold of the cruise line, or if you book through a travel agent, get hold of your travel agent, point out that you notice that a higher grade is now selling at the same price you paid for the lower grade, and ask to be upgraded to that new cabin. So I've had some great upgrades. I've booked, because I like to generally book very early. I like to choose my cabin grade, and I then monitor the price. And then when the prices go down, or if the prices go down, I've got hold of the cruise line and I have been upgraded to a better cabin. Keep watching the price that you paid, particularly if you're one of those people that book early. If you book late, you're less likely to find that happen. The fourth thing, which is very similar to that, is most cruise lines will give you an opportunity of accepting an auto upgrade. So if you've ticked that box when you've booked, or you've told your travel agent so the cruise line knows, if spaces become available, there is a chance that you'll be upgraded. Now, these particularly happen if you're in a grade that is very popular and at the lower end. So for example, you've got an inside cabin, or you've got an ocean view cabin, or sometimes even you've got a balcony cabin. Those are the ones that tend to sell fast. So if the cruise line is finding that though they're managing to sell those very easily, but they have some suites or they have balconies or whatever, the grade above you is free, there is a chance that if you've accepted an auto upgrade, that you'll be one of the people they move to the high level, because they can then sell your cabin again to somebody else. The next thing to do is to consider booking a guaranteed cabin. Now, basically what a guaranteed cabin, sometimes called a to be assigned cabin, is you choose a particular grade. So you say, I want to be inside, ocean view, balcony, suite, whatever, but you don't choose a particular cabin. Now, the great thing is if they start to sell a lot of cabins at your particular grade, so people come on and they say, I want to book a balcony cabin and I want this very specific cabin. The great thing about accepting a guaranteed cabin is if they sell out all of the cabins to people who want to nominate a specific cabin, there is a chance that the guaranteed cabin people will be moved up a level. And it's very important, therefore, that if you do that, if you book early, because they're also likely to look at who booked those guaranteed cabins early on and move those up first. So booking a guaranteed cabin, particularly if it's a popular price level, so inside, ocean view, particularly, you have a chance of being upgraded. Of course, another way of getting an upgrade is to pay for an upgrade. So you'll sometimes find very close to the cruise, you might talk to your travel agent and say, are there any offers going for relatively low price to upgrade? Particularly if you're going to one of the higher grade cabins, they can often sell those cheaper cabins much easier than they can sell suites or balcony cabins or bigger cabins. And also, when you check in for your cruise, also ask them, are there any upgrade offers available? Because there is a chance that you will be able to pay a small amount, much less than you would normally pay, and get an upgrade. The next thing to do is book through a travel agent. Let the travel agent know that you're very interested in upgrades, whether it's free upgrades or even if there are offers going, that you'll consider looking at the price. Those agents who have strong relationship with cruise lines might hear about deals, offers, or actually just they're looking to upgrade people because they want to sell cheaper cabins. Also, what's important is some travel agents actually guarantee they will sell a certain amount of suites, balconies, ocean view, or inside cabins. So they may also, within the inventory that they've sold, have the ability to move people up a grade because they know they can sell, again, some of the cheaper cabins rather than the more expensive cabins. So work with your travel agent, let them know you're open to upgrades, and they may be able to do something for you. My 8th tip is, if you have a special event, so it's a 50th wedding anniversary, you're on your honeymoon, or even a significant birthday, let it be known either through your travel agent when you're checking in or even on board. Let them know that you're going for a very specific event, because there is a chance that if the cruise line knows it, they will upgrade you. When I was actually on my honeymoon, we had booked the cruise as part of our honeymoon. Our travel agent knew it, and we got a fantastic upgrade. My 9th tip is, once you're on board, if there's been no opportunities for upgrades, wait till the second day of the cruise. Early in the morning on the second day, go and ask about upgrades. Because at that point, even if the ship is full, there may have been a chance that some people didn't board the ship for whatever reason, no shows. And there may be a couple of cabins in a higher grade going. Now, you may have to pay to upgrade, but at that point of time, they may be more than willing to accept a relatively small amount to upgrade people to the next level. Try and either speak to someone senior behind the desk or even to the hotel manager. Now, of course, if there's a sign on the desk saying that the ship is 100% full, then there's probably no point even trying. Now, my 10th tip, be loyal. So if you sail on the same cruise line regularly and you build up loyalty status, you have a greater chance of being upgraded. The same, it's on airlines. If you're a gold card or platinum card holder, you're more likely to be upgraded if upgrades are available. So if they're looking, for example, because all the cabins at a certain grade have been sold out and they're looking to then upgrade people who've taken the guaranteed level, one of the things they might look at is people who booked early, but they're also likely to look at loyal cruisers. So there you are, that's 10 tips on how you can get an upgrade. If you have any other tips, I'd love to hear them. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you did, I'd love it if you liked the video, but very importantly, subscribe to Tips for Travelers and you'll get much more travel inspiration, advice, and tips.